Hello, in this video I want to tell you more about myself and my motivation for this channel and what I plan for the future. I would also like to know why you have subscribed. Please write it down in the comments. Let's start. I've started to play guitar at the age of 15 and was pretty fast fascinated by flamenco. I had a great teacher from Spain who taught me a lot of cool tricks. After school I wanted to turn my hobby into a profession, so I thought I should start to study classical guitar because it offered job opportunities. And so I became a guitar teacher. Let's have a look at some statistics to this channel. I made a lot of videos in the field of ear training. In this list of the most viewed videos you can see that none of the ear training videos are in the top 10. At the first place is a tutorial to a pop song. I made this video as an experiment. There are a lot of tutorials to this song and some of them have 500,000 views. When I watched one of those, I realized that I could make much easier to play versions of this song. And so I tried and it became my most viewed video. That showed me that it might be easy to get fast success with such tutorials. But that's not the content I want to make on this channel. The topic right now is ear training, but that will also change this year. Ear training is a subject that I struggled with a long time, and I didn't really understand the practical use of it. The traditional way to train it, with books or even software, seemed to me to be too technical and incomplete in the end. With my ear training videos, I want to show a practical approach to this subject, and perhaps there's someone outside there who appreciates this. I had some comments from you that appreciated the videos, and I thank you a lot for that. Let's look at a typical statistic to my ear training videos. As you can see, most of the people click away pretty fast. But I want to end this collection of videos with more or less 30 videos. So there will be some including also rhythmical training. As a new project for my repertoire, I chose this piece, Eternal Source from Handel. I will have to practice a lot for this, because I want to sing it. And I am a complete amateur singer and I don't take lessons. But I practice regularly and I will see how far I will make it. So this is my new project. Let's get back to my motivation for this channel. I thought I will go back to playing flamenco guitar after studying classical guitar. But after all the years I became a classical guitarist. But still, I have mixed feelings about the classical guitar. I will always remember the opening speech for us students the director gave back then. He talked about that we should be also good in other styles, like jazz or rock pop music, when it is our goal to make a life as a musician. Because classical music, he said, is heard by people with his hair color, and he had white hair. And this speech kept in my head for many years, and I was asking myself time and time again why classical music is heard by older people and why this group might become even less over time. Why is classical music, like the language Latin, a dead language, only spoken by a few people? And also, when I try to teach classical guitar to other people, I don't know how to teach classical improvisation or anything that has to do with creativity, like in other music styles. It just doesn't exist in classical guitar culture. It's pretty easy even for beginners to learn the basics of a blues improvisation, but there's just no equivalent to that in classical guitar. In modern music there's a continuity from blues to rock pop and jazz. And also flamenco can be taught for beginners and then all the way up to virtuose playing. But in classical music, it seemed to me that below a virtuose and difficult level, there's actually just a lot of thin air. But how did the old masters learn their profession? How did they start? Which way did they went? Or were they born as prodigies? When I've asked these questions my teachers back then, the answers didn't satisfy me. But what is classical music actually? Its history stretches over many centuries, with very different perspectives of what music should be. An oral tradition, like in blues, jazz and flamenco, has actually died out. A continuous living tradition, which I am missing, has been lost over time. The musical era in classical music, which reminds me the most of flamenco and jazz, is the Baroque era. After this era, a prodigy culture started to develop, which over-exaggerated the artist and his work, which shadows everything less genius. And that's a prohibiting factor in classical culture to this day. Anyway, with the resources of the Baroque era, I want to develop a present living classical culture like it is in blues, jazz or flamenco. They have a past, a present and a future. And this present and future is what I want in classical music too. There are some books that will help me on this way. For example, this one. It's about the technique of the figured bass on guitar. It's the composing technique of the Baroque era. And also this one. I have to say that these books are not easy to understand. They are from experts of classical guitar, written for experts of classical guitar. This is also a factor which prohibits a diverse and wide living culture. The sector, which addresses beginners, like in blues, for example, doesn't exist. This next book is about classical improvisation, and I hope I will study it properly. And the next book here has the title How to Write a Killer Song. And I'm lucky that I have also visited a short seminar by the author Tim Kunert, and this book should help me to bring the old tradition of Baroque music to the modern age and actually mix it with techniques of pop music. This sounds weird, and I don't know if this will work out, but I will try. It will be a long way, but I'm excited to begin, also because I think it is really necessary. I made a little meme video dedicated to this matter. Here it is.
Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador. En las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Había subido la marea y encontré una paella. Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada metida entre las piedras de Chipiona, del faro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve el cocinero con una paellera y a ver toda la vez de paellera. ¡Asómate, mira dónde llega el agua! Llegaba el agua hasta el restaurante. Había subido la marea. Jesús, hay que hacer ahora con los 2 sacos de arroz. ¡Ay, llama para Sevilla! ¡Llama a Sevilla que traigo paella! Tú y yo con el bañador y con la paella. El cocinero. No veas, para Sevilla. Y al último que cuando ya salió la bien de regla, estamos llorando los dos. Me cobró el tío la paella. Me cobró a 500 veces la paella. Y ya no fui más. Me fui andando a coger los amarillos hasta hoy. Me mandó por la noche, había bajado más el agua y por la mañana había subido. Cualquiera estaba donde está la paellera, ¿sabes? A lo mejor está en el barco ese del petróleo.
En el Prestige.
En el Petriense.
Now you know a bit more about what I have planned for the future of this channel. But what about you? Please write in the comments why you have subscribed and what are your wishes and ideas for this channel. Thank you a lot and see you in the next video. I hope you understood my English.